The Baltimore Ravens are 10-3 on the season, but all three losses are to AFC teams. They will be on the road at Jacksonville, another AFC team. So what do we expect from the Baltimore Ravens at the Jacksonville Jaguars? Right now, the Ravens are minus 3.5-point favorites. The line is at 43.5, 44 in some books at the time of recording this. Let's break down this game. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the gambling content. I've got a promo code to give out here in a couple of minutes. And also make sure you leave a comment. Tell us what you like about this game and tell us what your best bet is. So we have different circumstances. So I can go over numbers for the season, but you're dealing with a Jacksonville Jaguar team that is 8-5. And they decided to play Trevor Lawrence off of the bad ankle last week, and they lose 31-27 to the Browns. I thought it was a silly decision to play him. When I look at this Jacksonville schedule, they played Cleveland last week. They play Baltimore this week. Then the next 3 weeks after that, Tampa Bay, Carolina, and Tennessee. They can run the table on those 3 games and finish with 11 wins. I thought they should have sat Trevor Lawrence for a couple of weeks, take the losses, and then run the table with a healthy Trevor Lawrence and get him ready for the playoffs. So I thought that was a bad decision. I think it's going to bite him again here. The Jaguars, they've now lost 2 in a row, and what's very concerning is the defense to me. Cincinnati, they lose 34-31 in overtime. Cleveland, they lose 31-27. And these are not marquee quarterbacks that were putting up these huge numbers. This was Joe Flacco, who threw all over them, and so did Browning, who threw for 354 yards. And this has been a theme with Jacksonville, is they're better against the run than they are against the pass, and you get a Baltimore team that can run and pass the ball. So I think Jacksonville's in trouble in this one. When we look at the Ravens, I don't know how much I take away from last week's game. I really wanted to bet on the Ravens because they are fantastic against NFC teams. The weather, I thought, was a pretty good equalizer, and the Rams are probably better than most people think, so I was glad I stayed away from that. Ravens still get a win. I'm not sure how great they look. Jackson throws for 316 yards. But the fact is, the Ravens team, their games against AFC teams are closer than they are against NFC teams. The theory is that NFC teams can't prepare for Lamar Jackson. They don't see him very often, and they're not used to this Ravens offense. So I think this game, if Trevor Lawrence was going to be 100%, I think this would have been a great game. But I don't think he's that healthy. He had 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in last week's game. He rushed 3 times for 11 yards, and I just didn't think he looked 100%. So I get a Jacksonville team whose defense has given up a ton of points and a ton of passing yards the last couple weeks. I get a Ravens team who's coming off of a crazy overtime win, but they've only got 3 losses. So what do we do with this game? Well, before we get into that, I want to tell you guys about a promo code that we have, GIFT25, GIFT25. It gets you $25 off a 7-day pass. This is important. We're on a 30-9 NFL run. We're 20-11 in NHL. And for those of you that have followed me, you know that the World Championship of Darts starts on Friday, December 15th. We love betting on this tournament. It's a very bettable, gettable tournament. We're 4-2 so far this year, and we were 7-1 last year in this tournament. So once a year, it's like a Christmas gift. This World Championship of Darts, it's available on all your books. So encourage everyone to take advantage of that by using the promo code GIFT25. It gets $25 off 7-day pass. It gets you all sports, all percentages. Andy Lang at wagertalk.com. I'm going to take a different approach on this game. I like the Ravens, but I'm going to go with their team total over 23.5. I don't trust them to cover the spread when it's over a field goal, just because they just tend to play some of these AFC teams closer than I think they should. Before the bye week, they win by 10 against the Chargers, but I didn't think that was a dominant performance. They get a nice win against Cincinnati, but they lose to Cleveland. 1-score game against Tennessee overseas. They lose to Pittsburgh. This is a team that lost to the Colts at home in a rainy game. So I think they play AFC teams pretty close. But what I do know is that this Jacksonville Jaguar team is giving up a ton of points, and I want to take advantage of that. 34 points and 31 points the last 2 games. This is going to be in good weather in Jacksonville, and this Ravens team can absolutely put up points against weaker defenses. We see them do it all the time, and this Jacksonville pass defense is one of the worst. They have been giving up huge games all day, all year long, and so I want to take advantage of that. I can't get there on the -3.5, and this total at 44. I'm just worried about Trevor Lawrence. I'm worried that he doesn't look great. Maybe they make a move to the backup if he has a setback during the middle of the week, or if it happens in the middle of the game, if he has a little bit of setback. So I want to try and take away the Jaguars from betting this game. I just want to focus on the Ravens over 23.5 and fading that Jacksonville defense. The Rams are a pretty decent defense, and the Ravens were able to put up 31 in regulation before we get to overtime in messy conditions. They didn't go over this against the Chargers, but they went over this against Cincinnati. They went over against Cleveland, Seattle, Arizona, Detroit, Tennessee. So they got a really good track record of going over this total, and that's how I'll play it. So that's going to do it for us for the Ravens and the Jaguars. Good luck on all your bets. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and take advantage of that promo code GIFT25, $25 off 7-day pass. Good luck on all your bets. We will see everyone next video.